This is episode 5 of Shadowrun Returns. The supervisor has the look of a stuffer shack manager with delusions that is on a career track rather than what he is, a disposable dime-a-dozen resource. Hey there. Hey, there you are. I'm Steve Scott. I'll be your direct supervisor. Sorry I missed you when you first came in, but I only found out that you were starting an hour ago when you suddenly showed up in the system. Weird glitch or something. Normally we watch an orientation trip and walk through our mission statement, but well, it's going to be hard for you on your first day. But you're going to need to clean up some blood, maybe a lot. I can handle it. Just tell me what to do. You'll have your hands full. There was some sort of break-in last night. Some people were just get things cleaned up on this floor. And listen, people are going to be on edge today, so try to stay invisible and don't get into any trouble. Otherwise, they're going to call me, and I'm going to have to reprimand you and put a note in your file. Straighten up this floor and stay out of trouble. Got it? I hope they get whoever did this. Only a fool would attack a Telestrian corporate office and think they can get away with it. Start heading from room to room and clean up what needs cleaning. Good luck and welcome to Telestrian. What can I do for you? I need to get upstairs. My supervisor says there's more cleaning to do. The top floors may only be accessed with the expressed authorization of Eric Silverstar, our VP of Security. You can head to the lower floors if your superior wants. Okay, well, I better get back to it. Looks like you could get the access panel off easily, but the Telestian technician could turn around at any moment. Looks... Telestian tech worker. As the Telestian tech jockey turns to speak, you will notice a panel has been removed from one of the lawn racks just behind him. Thanks for coming. Can you believe it? Silverstar is calling it an intrusion, but I know the aftermath of a Shadowrun when I see it. Start over in the corner and make sure you don't get any solvent on my servers. Do you think you could duck out for a smoke or something? It would be easier if I didn't have to clean around you. Oh, sorry. Yeah, no problem. Just another day in paradise, right? The open panel is a rat nest of cable and half dissolved, disassembled hardware. Some of it is loose. Takes on the lawn parts. Remove the access panel from the panel and place a comlink chip. The access panel comes up with a quiet pop and you place the chip inside. The two men are staring into a vent and shaking their head. Look, Roll, I know, and you know, that there's nothing in that vent. But when I told that to Silverstar, he accused me of not wanting to crawl in there. Said was letting the company down by not displaying the corporate value of duty. The suits sure love their mission statement and all that dreck, but today is the day for Telestrian Corps. Duty above all crap. Several of us did the ultimate duty last night. I guess we should just be happy Mr. Telestrian isn't in today. Just get in there and take another look. I have got to go upstairs and report. A filthy guard is looking into an open vent. He is clearly not enjoying the idea of climbing back into the duct. Sorry, I tracked that dreck all over the floor. He shakes his head. Man, I can't believe what happened to the night watch. Me either. I think you're done with the vents for the day. They want me to get this room back in order. If anyone asks, you saw me in there, okay? Install a comlink chip. have to say, at this point, it's not looking good. I don't know how it happened. Nonetheless, our record showed this terminal was left unsecured, in direct contravention of Telestrian corporate policy. You failed in your duty. I know it's duty above all, for the security types, but I am a victim here, I swear. Perhaps when Mr. Silverstar gets his next promotion, that will become a value for you data pushers as well. Right now, it seems your value is clock out early and Groomer's responsibilities. Don't go anywhere. I need to make my report to Eric. The wage slave is on edge. He's staring vacantly at his terminal, with his hands to his face and his fingers twitching nervously. Well, what do you want? Can't you see I'm busy? Looks like you're in some real trouble, chummer. Boss, unless you can clean up a shattered career, leave me alone. I came across some items that might help you out. I doubt it. You know the guy who said life isn't fair. He was talking about me. Security's bullying you, but I could make it look like your terminal was tampered with, and no one would be the wiser. You're right, there's no reason I should let security push me around. He steals himself. Just do it quick. You place the cables and data chips around the terminal's casing. Thanks so much. I won't forget this when your review comes up. Hey, no problem, sir. Just glad I could help. Would you mind clearing out here for a while? There is a lot to do. You bet. Just remember to keep this just between us. I need to get upstairs. My supervisor says there's more cleaning to do. I have found all these chips on some of the matrix switch boxes. Is that important? The guard thinks for a moment and activates his comlink. He turns his back on you and has a brief conversation. Then he turns back. Mr. Silverstar wants to see you in his office immediately. The brutish dog-eat-dog existence of a slum dweller is far cry from the quiet desperation and existential nothingness of a corporate wage slave. Yet after time at Telestrian Industries, it's unclear which is more bleak. The elevator rises smoothly, its blenderized music assaulting you once again as you ascend to the executive floor and your goal. Okay. Detective McCluskey stands smirking, surrounded by armed and twitchy Lone Star officers. Good morning, moron. Good morning, Detective McCluskey. It's a fine day for police corruption, isn't it? The smirk broadens. That's right, dummy. Keep flapping your jaw. That sort of thing would be perfect for where you're going. Mr. Telestrian wants to meet you in person. He wants to chat about last night's fun and games. You can come along quietly, or you can meet him in a body bag. I'll opt for a stand-up conversation. Damn, I was hoping to be able to bring you in feet first. From the floor of the Lone Star Cruiser, you watch the tops of the downtown corridors, office buildings disappear, replaced by the grey overcast over the I-90 bridge, the nylon restraints binding your wrists and ankles, along with McCluskey's whistling to the radio, make for an unpleasant ride. A half hour later, the cruiser hits, a whisper-smooth patch of road, and a magnificent mansion fills your view. Its design, a blend of old-world finery and elvish grace. The car pulls to an abrupt halt, and you're dragged onto the driveway, where McCluskey pulls a nasty-looking knife and cuts your bonds. You look out to see you're surrounded by a squad of green-clad ghosts, special forces troops from Tir Terngir, messaging the feeling back into your numb extremities. Massaging the feeling back into your numb extremities. You prepare to meet the man himself, James Telestrian III. The fuzzy elf, with the air of a Victorian butler, studies you before he speaks. He doesn't like what he sees. Mr. Telestrian is suspecting you. You will find him in his office. Thanks, Jeeves. He's not amused, delighted to be of service. You may wait here for a few moments to gather yourself before you enter Mr. Telestrian's office. Some people find that they need some time to prepare themselves before meeting an elf of his stature. However, the upstairs is off limits to you, and the library is occupied at the moment. Do not tarry, though. Mr. Telestrian is not one to be kept waiting for long. There's a twinkle in Lon Journal's eye that there wasn't there when you spoke at the Seamstresses Union. It's good to see you again. There's much to do. Okay, my magical friend, explain yourself. No, I do not explain. I provide a service. Seek me out after you have spoken to James Telestrian. Perhaps I can be of service again. As you approach, James Telestrian III looks up from the computer screen built into the surface of the desk and assesses you. Calculating and cold, a practiced smile comes to his face. He vibes the kind of rich you don't get from Trivid. It's not the clothing or the trappings or the bow before your betters mansion. It's something else, the feeling that you're being categorized as a resource or a liability or a pawn. I have been reviewing the result of your visit to my Seattle office last night. I admit, they are impressive. You have generated a considerable amount of damage to my office complex, killed or wounded many of my security personnel, and cost my vice president of security his job. In 24 hours, you have accumulated quite a bill with me, sir. How do you intend to settle your debt? You already confiscated the container I took. I have no other bargaining chips. First, some instruction. You do not begin a negotiation by admitting that you have nothing with which to negotiate. However, you were considering your tactical situation. That tells me you are more than a mere street thug. Allow me to instruct you further. You have one piece of information which you might use as a bargaining chip in the little time you have left to live. Why you took what you took. I am interested to know why you and your team of criminals fought your way through my security teams up to my private office to access the matrix and uncover the location of a simple research project. It goes like this. Your half-brother, Sam Watts, hired me to find his own killer. He had a deadman switch. When I find the killer, I get paid. You impress me, sir. My father's bastards are intentionally not well known, even to themselves. Nevertheless, I fail to see the connection between this Sam Watts' death and a raid on one of my office buildings. There is no connection between the research project and the dead man that I'm aware of. Sam was killed by your half-sister Jessica. Jessica is protected by giant bugs. Aegis kills giant bug. Kill the bugs, kill Jessica, get paid. I find your bluntness somehow refreshing. He touches a button on the desk. Mr. Quoth, please ask my daughter to join us. The young pretty elf has dark circles under her eyes and a haunted expression on her face. She recognizes you instantly. It's you. You're the man who helped me escape from the Universal Brotherhood. How did you get here? Telestrian cuts in quickly. Thank you, Marie-Louise. You have confirmed the identity of your rescuer and given me reason to forgive him for his trespasses against me. She looks hungry for your help. I'm glad you're here. Good to see you got out okay, Marie-Louise. I'm not okay. I can't sleep at all. I'm afraid that this is a dream and that I'll wake up there and still be there with the bugs. You can really relax, Marie-Louise. You're safe. It is over. No, it won't be over until they're all dead, she shudders. You didn't see them. You don't understand. You and those men you flew in here. All you do is talk. It's just like you to form a committee, Father. I know that someone has to take action. That's why I got Harkin involved. The already cold exterior of James Lestian III turns to ice. I see, it was you and your crippled little friend who leaked Aegis to this man. We'll speak of it later, in private. Now then, Dystopia. There are people I wish you to meet. The committee my daughter alluded to. This is a rare opportunity for a man of the street such as yourself. I urge you to behave. We will adjourn to the library. I would be delighted. I don't know if that is sarcasm or not. Just behave. Lady and gentlemen, this is Dystopia. He is the human who saved my daughter and the only one who has faced our common enemy in combat. Herr Bracchus, what does the representative of the great dragon Lofrir have to tell us about the magical insect this Shadowrunner uncovered? Bracchus speaks slowly with a deep, melodious German accent. He takes his time, accentuating each word, relishing each vowel and each consonant, tasting them as if they were a delicacy. My lord Lofrir has witnessed the insect spirit, physical manifestation before, roughly 9,000 years ago. As you are aware, magic ebbs and flows, flows from the earth, cycling from peak to peak over the course of 5,200 years. As the level of magic grows, Hans, dear, I love you, but you could babble on forever. I believe time is of the essence. The painted elf addresses you. Dystopia, is it? Delighted. The bug you fought was not merely a magical awakened animal like a wyvern or a hydra or anything else in the sixth world. In fact, it isn't from this world at all. It's the physical embodiment of an insect spirit from another plane of existence. I imagine that moving from one plane of existence to another isn't easy. Correct. Perhaps Das German can tell you all about it at length someday. He's got plenty of time to chit-chat. No, an insect spirit can't simply thumb a ride through astral space and show up on Earth, late for dinner. Dinner in this case being us. Two elements are required to bring one across the void. A shaman and a host. First, the spirit falls upon the shaman, often in dreams. The spirit seduces the shaman with promises of great power. The shaman then accepts the spirit as his totem. Next, the insect spirit requires a suitable host. The best candidates are the disaffected and disenfranchised, in short, the weak-willed. Their minds are the most susceptible to suggestion, which is helpful in making the transformation. As you may imagine, these are the social people easily attracted to a cult, such as the Universal Brotherhood. Finally, by performing what has to be a truly disgusting ritual, the shaman serving this insect totem implants the spirit into the host, willingly or not. Then it's feeding time. Harlequin is correct. The insect spirit will then slowly consume its host while transforming into the spirit's own insectoid body, thus manifesting itself fully on this plane. I don't like the sound of this. You shouldn't. It's bad. Really, really bad. The initial bugs prepare a nest for the summoning of a queen. Once the nest has its queen, she literally explodes with newly manifested insect spirits. They swarm out of the nest, feasting on all the flesh they can find and implanting more insect spirit into the fresh corpses, again and again and again. The room falls silent as they all consider the scenario, faces grim. Telestrian breaks the silence. This is not the infestation, Dystopia. It is an invasion. My lord Lofrir knew this day would come, but he did not know precisely when nor where. Your rescue of Mr. Telestrian's daughter has exposed the existence of an insect spirit for the first time in this cycle of the world. So you're early to a party this time. That gives you the upper hand, right? We're not early. We merely have experience on our side. The insect spirit is only a resident in the transformed host body. Conventional weapons can hurt the body and expose the spirit, but the spirit itself cannot be destroyed by mundane means. Hence, Project Aegis. Her Celestian's biotechnology and agricultural division worked with my Lord Lofrier's thaumaturgical engineers and designed Project Aegis to destroy an insect spirit once it is released from its host. The formula, a fluorescing astral bacteria strain, exists in the physical and astral plane at once and can thus affect the insect spirit. Now that was a mouthful. Did you memorize it, or are you reading it off of index cards? My director of R&D, Diane Ravenwood, will explain how Project Aegis will be used in the field. Dr. Ravenwood? Our weapons specialists have rapidly prototyped a delivery device for the fluorescent astral bacteria strain. They have created some prototype launchers which fire Aegis-filled shells. When fired, the shells will discharge a high-velocity stream of the bacteria. In order to destroy one of the bugs, it must first be damaged using conventional weapons or magic until the spirit is released from the host body. Then the insect spirit must be shot with the Project Aegis prototype launcher to destroy it. So in order to stop an invasion of insects from another dimension, a dragon and an elf co-created a magical insecticide. Crudely put, but accurate, we must stop the Universal Brotherhood from summoning a queen, and we must stop them immediately. You are the only one who has been inside the facility and the only one who has personally fought these creatures before. That, along with your highly effective assault upon my property, indicates that you are the ideal person to lead the attack. What makes you think this Project Aegis will actually work? He grins and his red lipstick catches the light. Because it has to. Come on, kid, when fate taps you on the shoulder, you've got to pay attention. Unfortunately, she has the nasty habit of tapping you on the opposite shoulder, so that when you turn around, she's on your other side, giggling like a deranged schoolgirl. I hate that. Enough. Are you willing to undergo this mission, Dystopia? I'm a professional, and professionals get paid for their work. I assume that serving all mankind involves compensation. Of course, here's my proposal. If you prevent the queen from being summoned and destroy the insect in the next, 1 million yen will be divided by the surviving team member. 1 million, sign me up. Excellent. He claps his hands as if seeing the circus for the first time. I love the way that the short-lived are willing to die even faster. It's very inspirational. Brachus raises his hand and Harlequin's clapping instantly stopped. There is one final note, a warning, if you will. You have seen the dangers the insect represent, but you have not witnessed the shaman's power. The shaman must tap into a powerful source of magic in order to summon a queen. We do not know what abilities that power source will grant. Beware of the insects, but do not underestimate the shaman. Hey, don't scare the kid, Hansel. We still need him to go on the mission. By the by, I'm coming with you, Dystopia. I wouldn't mind seeing these creatures for myself. I missed them last time. The Celestian will bankroll you, so you can hire the rest of the team. Find me when you're ready to go, and we'll bug right out of here. He sighs. Yes. Speak with Harlequin when you're ready to depart. If you wish to require additional supplies for your mission, find my assistant Koth. He is highly resourceful. I was listening. It sounds bad. Yep. Thank you for everything. Could be worse. Could be raining. She smiles. It's Seattle. You look like you have a question. Why were you locked up at the Universal Brotherhood? Father didn't approve of my boyfriend and tried to scare him off. Something went wrong and Harkin ended up in a wheelchair. Father covered the whole thing up and lied to me about Harkin. He told me horrible things. Her jaw clenches, and I believed him. Was it Harkin who helped you in the Matrix? She smiles, in love. Yes, even after my father ruined his life and convinced me to hate him, he's still been watching over me, my angel in cyberspace, Baron Samedi. After we escaped, I told Harkin about the Brotherhood and about the bugs. It was his idea to steal Project Aegis so you could go back into the Universal Brotherhood and exterminate the bugs. But I don't know how he knew about it. Baron Samedi just knows things. I should go. let's go stop some bugs. His eyes light up. I thought you'd never ask. Aegis MK1 launcher filled with magical insecticide. I suppose you should know. Telestrian's technicians only had time to create a few prototype Aegis launchers. I'll be taking one, naturally. Another is for you. Treat her well. If you want additional bug-splattering firepower, James has agreed to allow one of his personal elite guards to accompany us with the final prototype weapon. And now, let us away. We have a date with Destiny, and she doesn't like to be kept waiting. The hunt begins. You return to the Universal Brotherhood. It's anything but subtle. The team hits the same back door Coyote found, and you storm through. Quickly making your way into the restricted area and the room where you last met Jessica and first encountered the bug. You stand there together, listening to the sounds of chittering coming from somewhere distant. Harlequin stares into the darkness, humming tunelessly, while fingering the sword on his hip. Then he turns, lifts his Aegis launcher to his lips, and gives it a kiss. You give the signal, and the hunt begins. Dragon sword, eh? Ruger Super Warhawk. Yes, I would like to spend karma. That side door you found last time you were here was helpful. We avoided all those Universal Brotherhood spa cult yahoos. Telestrian was right. You're a real value add. Harlequin grins a wide predatory grin, both sets of his pearly white teeth offset by the livid red lipstick around his mouth. Now the fun begins. I'm ready. Brotherhood Gunner. That's a miss. Numbing poison. Well, now we know that it works at least. It displays a map of the UCAS. Chicago is listed as priority. Pile of broken bodies. The bones look twisted and their jaws hang open, seemingly in terror. misses, Batman. Okay, so it says that it's supposed to come a bug in this room as well. Okay, I guess this bugged the fuck out. That's very annoying. Ooh, all the way back here. Fun. Motherfucker, stop shooting at me. What did you fucking press? Where the fuck are you going? Oh, for fuck's sake. Oh, this is getting silly. Yeah, maybe fucking Overwatch shoot the right dude. Oh, Jesus Christ. Fucking shoot the right dude. Frustration setting in. Oh, stop missing, for fuck's sake. fact that I'm missing it like 80-90% fucking all over and over again is getting pretty ridiculous. Motherfucker. disgusting. Okay, I'm back. The cold, utilitarian facilities of the Brotherhood's private areas break away and degenerate into sprawling subterranean tunnels. Tunnels that were not crafted by the hands of man. The air is foul with the smell of decaying flesh and something else. A rank, stinging, acid bite that hits noses and eyes hard. Wet, squirming noises echo throughout the tunnels, punctuated by low moans and the occasional gasps. For what? You can't tell. One thing that you can tell, though, Aegis works. You shoulder your launcher and keep going.
I'm gonna take a shower for 5 hours.
Have fun. We continue on, down in the belly of the beast. Perhaps you should construct an epic poem about our adventure here. It would not be the first written about me, to be sure. I shall consider it, now onwards. You hear him mutter rhymes to himself as he walks. Yo. Why you have as original target the guy who can't be hurt by the weapon? That's some bad programming. A rhythmic thrumming punctuates the air, passing through you, vibrating your lungs in your chest and making it hard to breathe. It's an electricity that makes the hair on your skin stand up in protest. Ahead, you hear the sounds of chanting, accented by the moist wriggling of larvae. There are low rumbles too, stone on stone. The sense of imminence is everywhere. Something is coming, and it has to be stopped. Jessica appears to be in the throes of a violent trance or mild seizure, a manic state brought on by the terrible energies she is attempting to conduct. Dystopia, stop. The Queen approaches. The vessel, the summoning. We cannot be disturbed. I beg to differ on that. I already took your precious vessel. Jessica's eyes rose back in her head. Whatever magic she is channeling is fast approaching a crescendo. Lynn speaks in her place. You may have taken Marie-Louise, our chosen, but another Celestian will take her place. I give myself willingly. I will be host to our queen, and the mother of a new world. You will be mother of a dead world. Harlequin still sports a wry smile. On the plus side, a billion creepy crawly children makes for one hell of a Mother's Day. No, I will become a perfect being. Through me, and through my sacrifice, a new age will begin. When Jessica speaks next, her eyes have a disturbing sharpness. Her words are echoed by Lynn in a manner that suggests a connection beyond their shared cemetery. The hive has no thought beyond hunger, no goal beyond reproduction. We are one. Then you'll die as one. Jessica's body then suddenly spasms, arching her back and nearly lifting her off her feet. She lets loose a scream, falling somewhere between elation and agony. The queen is near. You're drawing power from that thing. everything. How did it go down? For fuck's sake. The fuck? Where the fuck is it even? Good. The once beautiful Jessica Watts is a hollow shell of her former self. Her skin is pale, her lips are ashen, and her eyes are sunken in her skull. It is more than her body's reaction to the physical damage she sustained or the strain of channeling magical power from another plane of existence. There is something missing from her now. It's gone, my link to the Queen. She has abandoned me, expelled me. Unworthy, unworthy. It had to be done. The nest would have overrun the city if we hadn't stopped you. She shakes her head weakly, her body slumped as it might fold itself in on the ground. You don't understand. There are nests everywhere, in every major city. It's only a matter of time. Tears run down her face. Oh God, what have I done? And Sam, I'm so sorry, Sam. Jessica looks at you pleading. Please, Dystopia, don't let them. Don't let them eat me. I promise justice for Sam. This feels like justice. Do nothing but watch. Wait, please, no. I just sit. Out of the shadows, you emerge from the Universal Brotherhood chapter house, momentarily blinded by the bright lights of the Lone Star perimeter surrounding the exit. Despite the clean night air, the stench of ichor and decay clings to you, a smell that may never fully go away. You drop your Aegis-filled shotgun, and it's quickly spirited away by one of Telestrian's minions. Weapons are slowly lowered as you step out onto the street, the order coming from Detective McCluskey himself. You can see James Telestrian just nearby, pulling his strings. It's over. Jessica Watts has been dealt with, and Sam is his justice. The dead man's deed is done. All you need now is to make a phone call, and it ends. And after we broke up the ritual, Dystopia chased Jessica into a small chamber where she was cornered by a couple of buggers. Guess they weren't impressed with her performance. They were about to eat her. And he let them. It was gruesome, but I guess she had it coming. Still, I could do without all that crunching. So the nest has been cleaned out, the shaman is dead, and your cousin Lynn is being transported to a mental hospital for observation. James assesses you with newfound respect. Very clean. I believe our test project Aegis was a success, Dystopia. Her Brack house is having it weaponized now for distribution to knight-errant forces. The authorities are going to have a great many questions about this incident, and I will need to provide details. The Universal Brotherhood has a great many chapter houses, and they must be dealt with immediately. What will happen next? That is for others to determine. People other than you. Still, you have turned in a yeoman's effort, and regardless of your obvious flaws, you are deserving of a reward. What would you ask of me? I want to get paid, real money. He smiles a nice smile. I would expect no less from you. Mr. Paulson, please place a suitable bonus on our friend's cred stick. A bonus of such size that additional negotiations are unnecessary. I have no interest in furthering our relationship. Yes, sir. He takes your cred stick and slots it into his PDA. Looks like you two are best buddies now. Guess that's it, huh? Sam's killer is bug food. He finally got his justice. All that's left is to get paid. What will you do with the money? Save it. You never know when you'll be down on your luck again. You don't seem like the type. Coyote grins. First time. Well, I'm gonna grab Paco, head back to the Union, maybe watch a trade or something. And I could use a long shower too, after that. Back to destroying the BTL trade? Nah, like I said, that's over. I'm gonna take care of Gino, get him back on his feet, but no more storming BTL labs. Good to hear. The last place was run by the Yakuza, and they're not going to forget you. Her jaw set, her eyes harden, and she's Coyote again. Let them come. If the Yakuza wants me, they're gonna find me. Nothing I can do about that. Some people choose to live in fear, but not me. Not today. Today I run the shadows, get paid, get dirty. See you around, Dystopia. You're quite a guy. I can honestly say, I've never met anyone quite like you. The painted elf is watching the scene unfolding, around the odd Universal Brotherhood with a grimace. Well, kid, it's been fun, but I've seen everything I care to see today. I'm gonna get out of here. Where's Abruckus? I thought he'd be here too. He flew back to Berlin, all sorts of things brewing there. He was very impressed with you, though. It could probably turn into work someday, but I'd forget about him if I were you. Never make a deal with the dragon, kid. They're playing a different game entirely. Okay, seriously, who are you? A friend. Until you need for something, then I'm a bastard. Is there a problem? He gestures at the crowd as he speaks. Look around. Note the members of the press being shuffled away by Universal Brotherhood spokespeople to get a private briefing. The Brotherhood is connected. A damage control team is probably on its way already. Think they can control the press? One way or another, they will. They can't be manipulated, coerced or bribed. They'll probably disappear quietly. There's more, though. He nods his head towards James Telestron. Note the expression on the UCAS FBI agent speaking to Telestron. Dismissive, isn't it? That's because there's no love lost between the UCAS and Tyr Tenger. They're not going to trust what he's telling them. And frankly, I have no idea what he's telling them. James plays his own game. Always has. Do you trust him? No. Just like I don't trust you. Don't take it personal, kid. You shouldn't trust me either. I've been manipulating runners like you for years. I'm manipulating you right now. You just don't know my game yet. Let's continue the dance. I have one more to show you. He points at someone in the crowd and smiles. The man sees him pointing and smiles back. That guy there is with Ares Macro Technology, enormous megacorp, ridiculously powerful. They've been sniffing around Project Aegis for quite a while now. Clearly, they have an agenda that's just starting to unfold. He gives the Ares man the finger, and the man smiles and returns the gesture. Government, media, business, all working to ensure the truth stays hidden. And so it's a massive conspiracy. I wish it was. In a way, it's worse. It's a series of conspiracies, conflicting agendas, and petty jealousies, all building up, feeding upon, and excreting into an unending web of dreck that people wade through every day and call it life. If there was one Dark Lord controlling everything, and we could drive a magic sword through his heart to free the world, that would be grand. Such clarity, such focus, alas. So what's the lesson in all this? That I did all of it for nothing? He laughs. Just opposite, schmuck. The lesson is, the game is rigged, the cards are stacked, the dice are loaded. It's the same as it always was, every cycle. People in power exert power. Little people cower in their homes. Think what they're told to think, and buy whatever product will help them forget how horrible their lives are for another day. And that's why we don't play their fragging game. We don't swallow their dreck sandwich and politely ask for another. It's why we run the shadows. That's where real life is, kiddo. Reality is living in the places no one wants you to see. See you around, Harlequin. McCluskey is alternating between trying to look important, trying to avoid actual work. What are you looking at, Tube? Your shoes untied, tricking so you can cold cock him. McCluskey looks down at his shoes as you drive your knee into the bridge of his nose. He goes down with a thump. Jake shakes his head, smirking as you approach. When you finally get close, he breaks out laughing. I heard the Brotherhood, down the Universal Brotherhood, was getting shot up on the police scanner. Knew it had to be you. Did you get her? Did you doubt I would? Not for a minute. He scratches his mop of red hair. I guess that concludes the story of Dystopia and the Dead Man's Switch, huh? You know, I've been thinking, maybe you should stay in Seattle a while. There's plenty of ways folks like us can get in trouble here. You only skim the surface. I heard Mitsuhama's looking for a team. No idea what that's about, but it could be lucrative. And I just got word that something's going on at Crater Lake. The Tears got it on total lockdown. No fly zone, the whole thing. There could be something in it for us if we poke around. And there's always the work underground. Haven't seen that yet, have you? I got plenty of friends there who are good for a job. Some things bound to come up. What do you say? I'm in. Talk to you later. Good. We can hash it out over dinner. If you want to find me, I'll be at McCracken's later. Got a taste for some seafood. Take it easy, chummer. The little coroner is surprised to see you, but he can't hide his delight. Hey, Dystopia. I was wondering if I was going to see you again. I guess I shouldn't be surprised to find you here. Wherever there's mayhem, that's where you'll find me. I guess so. He posts his eyebrows eager. You know it's all over the Trivid, right? They found the Emerald City Ripper dead at some asylum out in Snohomish, of all places. Turns out he'd been masquerading as the head administrator or something. They found him dead from some sort of vigilante attack. He leans in, whispers conspiratorially. You wouldn't know anything about that, would you? Why, Mr. Dresden? I have no idea what you mean. Dresden winks, that's what I thought. Well, no one can say he didn't have it coming, am I right? He frowns at himself. That was a double negative. So the big question, what about the dead man switch? Now that the Ripper's dead, are you going to collect? Damn right I'm gonna collect. Excellent, I'm sure you deserve it. How do you collect? I was told I need a secure line to call the number Sam gave me. Can't use my comlink. He brightens. Lone Star's emergency response team set up a secure phone line right here to coordinate their effort. I can authorize you to use it. Guess it's time to end this thing. I guess so. Take care, Dystopia. The phone before you has a simple numerical keypad. You can use it to call Sam's law firm and cash in on the deadman switch. Call the law firm and finish the job. You tap in the phone number Sam's lawyer gave you days ago. The phone rings 7 times before someone finally answers. The image of the lawyer on the other end of the vid phone is noticeably different from the one you saw a few days ago. The noise in the background sounds like it's coming from a bar. Yeah, he squints into the phone, and recognition slowly appears on his face. Oh hey, it's you, Dystopia, right? So you got Sam's killer, huh? Yeah, I got Sam's killer. That's great. Hang on, let me slot Sam's video for you. He fumbles for a moment, and the camera jerks crazily. Then it goes to static, and is replaced by Sam. Good old Sam. Sam still looks like Drake. Same clothes, same background. Probably shot at the same time as the first video. Hey buddy, looking good, he giggles. If you're calling this number, that means the job is done, right? He closes his eyes, shakes his head. Congratulations, amigo. I knew you'd do it. You were always the dependable one. More than me, anyway. He looks back at you, trying to speak soberly. I just wanted to say thank you for whatever you did. It means a lot. Not even knowing what you did, it still means a lot. Because I know you did something. You know what I mean? I know you made it right somehow. He pauses, tilts his head back. His breath hitches in his chest. You're the only one who ever tried to help me, ever. Except my sister. She tried, more than once. She tried. I never let her, though. Never let her in. I regret that a lot. Did I ever tell you about her, buddy? We're twins, I guess. You're still a twin after one of you dies? I don't know. Doesn't matter, I guess. He sighs heavy. God, listen to me. Listen, do me a favor, will you? If you talk to her, her name is Jessica. No shit. Tell her I'm sorry, okay? For everything. She'll know what for. She's Catholic, so she'll forgive me. I need her to forgive me. Just tell her I love her. He straightens himself, shakes it off. That grin is back. Anyway, you need to get paid, which would be great, except for one thing. I got nothing. Never did. You know how it is, right? Sorry, but hey, thanks again for giving crap. Seriously, I appreciate it. Tell you what, if you feel sore about it, look into my family background a bit. There's gotta be people with money in there somewhere. Maybe one of them can throw you a few bucks. Take care, amigo. See you in hell. He reaches forward and shuts off the camera. The windscreen goes static and the call ends. There's a moment of silence, and then you feel a tug on your jacket. It's Dresden. So what did he say? He told me to never trust a dead man. The Emerald City Ripper killings are sensationalized for several weeks. Lurid reports focus on the killer masquerading as the administrator of Mercy Mental Hospital. Soon after, pop singer Maria Mercurial is cast as the lead in Dr. Ripper, a trivid thriller about a reporter who goes undercover as a mental patient to uncover a serial killer. Seattle Newsnet reports a shootout at the chapter house of the Universal Brotherhood. Witness claims that a gang of religious fanatics stormed the building for unknown reasons but committed suicide before they could be captured. On all mention of insect spirits, James Celestian III or Shadowrunners are kept out of the news. 1 year later, the city of Chicago declares a quarantine area between Lake Michigan and the Des Plaines River. Officially, the Chicago Containment Zone is established to fight an outbreak of an infectious virus, but an infestation of insect spirit is suspected by those who know. A mature form of Project Aegis called FABS-3 is eventually deployed to remove the bug threat from Chicago. The Watts family name has since been lost to the shadows. Okay, that's it for the first Shadowrun game. I will catch you in the next one.